Why do so many men suffer in silence? Hello, everyone. My name is Omobola Akinde, and I'm your happiness advocate. This month is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and I want us to have some honest conversations about men's mental health. Today, I want to talk about something that is both important and uncomfortable. A silent crisis facing our men that we have seen as normal. Now, let's begin. Across many countries around the world, men die by suicide significantly higher rate than women. Now, this doesn't mean that women do not struggle with their mental health. They do, we do. But it does raise an important question. Why are so many men suffering in silence? The answer is complex. There isn't one reason. But one of the biggest reasons is how many men are socialized from childhood. From a very young age, many boys are taught, be strong, don't cry, man up, handle yourself, don't let anyone see you weak. Now, some of these messages are intended to build resilience. Of course, resilience is good. Life is not easy at all. We all need the ability to endure challenges and everything. But sometimes these messages have unintended consequences. Many men learn to appear strong on the outside while struggling deeply on the inside. They learn how to provide, how to protect, how to perform, but they never learn how to process pain. And that's where the problem begins. Because emotions do not disappear simply because we ignore them. Pain does not disappear because we refuse to talk about it. Loneliness does not disappear because we now are busy. Stress does not disappear because we work harder. When emotions are not expressed, they often become suppressed. And what is buried emotionally often shows up somewhere. Oh, yes, it does show up somewhere. Sometimes it shows up as anger, resentment, irritability, withdrawal, and sometimes even substance abuse. And so the question now is, what do we do about it? One of the things that I have observed over the years is that men are uncomfortable talking about almost everything except herbs. Oh yes, men will spend hours talking about football, talking about politics, talking about, the society, talking about business, investment, cars, even gadgets, technology, even women, they talk about women and all of those things. But ask a man how he's really doing emotionally. And the conversation often becomes uncomfortable. Not because he's not feeling it or he doesn't have feelings, but because he may never have been given permission to express them. And that's something we all need to change. Not only responsibility of the men. Men need to start opening up. Women need to start giving room for men to talk. Because mental health is not just about mental illness. Sometimes we think when we hear mental health, I think it's schizophrenia or bipolar. Mental health is mostly about emotional well-being. It's about how we cope with stress, how we manage relationships, how we handle disappointment, how we recover from setbacks. And every human being, including men, needs support. One of the greatest myths in our society is that strength means carrying everything alone. In fact, some of the strongest people that I know are people who know how to ask for help. Think about it. When a car breaks down, you easily know, let's call the mechanic. When you're sick or you're very sick, let's call the doctor. When your phone is not working fine, you say, oh, who is the phone repairer? But when it comes to emotional pain, many people feel they should handle it alone. Why? Because somewhere along the line, many men were taught that needing support is a sign of weakness. But needing support is part of being human. It's part of what makes you human. No one is designed to carry everybody alone. Not you, not me, not anyone. Another challenge many men face is loneliness. And loneliness is not the same thing as being alone. Yes, I'll speak on that. A man can be surrounded by people and still feel deeply lonely. A man can be married, in fact, for many years and still feel lonely. A man can have hundreds of contacts, play football with his friends every Saturday, contact on his phone, and still feel like he has nobody to talk to. Many men have friends they can laugh with and joke with and drink with, but very few have friends they can cry with. And that difference matters a lot. Research consistently shows that meaningful relationships are the strongest protective. I'll say that again. Meaningful relationships are the strongest protective factor for mental health. Human beings are wired for connection. God made us relational beings. We need people. We need community. We need spaces where we can be honest without feeling judged. And that's one of the reasons I believe we need more conversations like this. Because the more we normalize talking about mental health, the easier it becomes for people to seek help before they reach breaking points. And so if you're a man watching this today, I want to ask you a simple question. Who do you talk to when life becomes overwhelming? Who knows what you're carrying? Who knows your fears? Who knows your disappointments? Who knows your struggles, your worries? If the answer to this question is nobody, my brother, I want to encourage you today to change that. You don't have to tell everybody everything, but everybody needs to know. Everybody needs somebody, okay? A trusted friend, a mentor, a counselor, a therapist, a support group, someone, anybody you can talk to when you're going through emotional pain. Because healing often begins when silence ends. And if you're not a man, but you have a man in your life, I want to encourage you to check on them. Check on your husband, check on your brother, check on your father, check on your son, check on your friend, check on all the men in your life and ask them that question. How are you really doing? Don't settle for the normal generic, I'm fine. No. Sometimes ask again. Create space for a deeper and honest conversation. Sometimes all they need to do is just for you to listen. Talk therapy. You don't always have to solve the problem. People just need someone to feel seen. People just need someone that makes them feel seen, to feel heard, to feel understood. And so as we celebrate Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, my hope is that we begin to redefine strength. Maybe strength is not pretending that everything is okay. Maybe strength is having the courage to admit when it isn't. Maybe strength is not carrying everybody alone. Maybe strength is knowing when to reach out. Because the strongest thing a man can do is not suffer in silence. The strongest thing a man can do is seek support before crises develop. My name is Omobola Akinde. I am your happiness advocate. And today, I am advocating that men should constantly check their mental health. If conversation resonated with you, please like, subscribe, share with someone who may need it. And remember, you don't have to carry everything alone. Take care of your mental health and choose happiness. I'll see you in the next one.